everyone. Today I am going to spill the tea. Oh, I thought I had something on my face. Anyways, today I am going to spill the tea on forgiveness. My name is Balraj Gill, and on this channel I work on expanding people's consciousness. So subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500. Help me. It'd be great if you would. All right, let's move on. So forgiveness. I mean, I know you hear a lot of people talk about how you really need to forgive others in order to feel oneness with yourself, at peace with yourself, and give yourself some sort of forgiveness. But we also know that it is not that easy. Forgiveness is probably one of the hardest things that we encounter as human beings, because we felt done wrong by somebody, and sometimes the wrong is super wrong. So it's hard to forgive. And here's what I found with forgiveness. So here's my take on it. I feel like you can go in and out of forgiveness. So for example, I like to give personal examples because that's how I relate. I relate my experiences, and then I kind of allow them to seep in, and then I tell the story to myself, and then I fix whatever it is that I need to fix, and then I grow, and then I share it on YouTube. So, for example, my mom and we have a very tumultuous relationship. I don't really get along with her, but because she's my mom, she has been in my life for 41 years. I'm 41. I'll be 42 in July. And the woman always ends up coming back into my life. Yeah, okay, fine, she is my mother, so, you know, I would forgive her, and then she'd come back, but for the last year, I have not spoken to her, and the reason I haven't is because I really had to sit back and analyze and think, why the hell do I okay, fine, she's my mom, she gave birth to me, she raised me, which was, you know, questionable. I mean, she did the best she could, but it was a very toxic environment, but that's okay because that was my karma. That's what I had to live out. Anyways, she raised me, and I felt before that I was supposed to, it was my job as a daughter, and because she's my mother, to always bring her, like, take her back. But what I realized, whenever I let her back into my life, she would hurt me again. And then because she's my mom and she's that one person, whenever I feel hurt by my mom, it takes me forever to get over it. Like, I have to do some freaking deep ass meditation to get rid of that shit. Like, it's crazy. So last year I made a decision, and when I looked at our relationship, I sat back, and this is what I decided. I decided, because she wanted to was doing her thing again and was going to come back into my life. And I was like, how am I going to handle this? Now, everything that I've done in the past, I don't want to repeat it because it's just fucked me over. I don't want to do that shit again. So what is it going to be this time that's going to be different? Because you need to do something different. I always give myself pep talks. And, you know, I gave it a week or so, and then it came to me. And what came to me was, are you letting her back out of feeling guilty? Are you letting her back in because you feel guilty of not speaking to her because she is your mother? Or are you letting her back in from a place of love, kindness, and what you preach? Which one is it? And that's when I realized every single time that I had let her back into my life was out of guilt. I felt obligated to let her come back into my life, so I did. So last year, what I did was I said, no, I would be letting her back into my life because of guilt, not love, not kindness, because I hadn't even forgiven her yet. So I began the process of forgiveness, which I thought I had done with her before, but obviously I was pissed and I didn't. So I began the process of forgiving her from a very neutral standpoint. And for me, when I forgive people, I always think of their upbringing. I think of their story. She had it hard. She grew up without a mother. Like, it was a tough go for her, you know, and I understand that. So that's where my forgiveness starts, is looking at the whole story from the other person's perspective. And I get it. But I still did not want her in my life because she hasn't realized the damage that she does, because she makes excuses or doesn't want to see it and doesn't take responsibility and feels victimized. Therefore, when I looked at all of this, I actually said no, I would be taking her back out of guilt. And I don't want to speak to her unless it is out of love. And so it's been a year now and we haven't really spoken, but I have forgiven her. And don't get me wrong, I get pissed at her still. I'm not always like, oh, you know, I've just totally forgiven. No, when I think about the stuff, it still irritates me, but then I have to work with that irritation and be like, yeah, it sucked, it happened. Well, I'm not gonna go back into the past. I need to let it go, but yeah, it did suck. So I no longer feel like I have to always be happy and always have to attract like these feelings of joy, life, bliss, but no, if I'm feeling mad, I'm feeling mad. And I realize where that anger is coming from, and I just let it be and I move on with my life. But the underlying theme is still forgiveness. I still absolutely forgive her. I love her to pieces, but there's just something that is ugly that goes on between us that I don't want to be in the chaos anymore. And I will not take anybody back into my life out of guilt. That's it. That is something that I always think of now. If I've fallen out with somebody and then they want to come and talk to me again, is it out of guilt or is it because is it from love? Always has to be from love, and it has saved me so much grief by using this simple method. Is it out of guilt or is it out of love? Serve yourself first, because when you do that, you tell the other person and yourself that you love yourself enough to say, no, thank you, I'm not ready for you in my life yet, or ever. You never know. All right, hope that helps. If you guys let me know how you approach forgiveness, I would love to hear your stories. Talk to you guys later. Bye.